Hey guys, welcome to Leetcode along. In today's question, we'll be solving the maximum product subarray question. So let's get started. We have an integer array of nums, and we have to return the contiguous array that has the largest product. And you have to return the product. That's the important thing. Not the array, you have to return the product. So let's look at the example case. 2 times 3 is 6, and in our case, that is like the largest product, so we return 2, 3. And we return 6. Let's look at another example. So 1, 2, 3. This is all positive integers, right? So one thing we know is if we have only positive integers, the more numbers we add, the greater the product becomes. So this is kind of an easy case, right? If we have only positive integers. The more numbers we add, the greater the product. Now let's look at negative numbers. So let's take an example of -1, -2, and -3. So in this case, -1 times -2, that's positive 2. -2 times -3, that's positive 6. But if you multiply all of them together, we get -6, which is actually the least possible value you can get. So this is a bit more complex. But how do we go about doing this? It's actually a very simple trick. We have to keep track of the maximum and the minimum at each index. And minimum at each index. Yep, so that's just about it, and that's the key. We have to keep track of the maximum and the minimum. The other case we have to be careful of is if the number is 0. So if the number is 0 and it changes the maximum and minimum to 0, irrespective of what we multiply to it, it would always return 0 and it would get stuck at 0. And that's not what we want. You can set the min and max to 0. Which will never change its value. And this is a problem, so we have to address it. We could just set the minimum and maximum to 1 if they do hit 0. So let's look at that in the code. Result max maximum equals 1, minimum equals 1. For num and nums, if num equals 0, so that's like our first case, is we have to address. We could just set the minimum and maximum to 1. Otherwise, you basically set temp to maximum, so that we store it. And maximum would be the max of maximum times num, minimum times num, and the num itself. And minimum would be the minimum of temp times num, temp times num, minimum, and num. And all we have to do is set the result to max of maximum in the current result. So result equals max of result in maximum. Return result. That should be it. Submit it. Boom. Our solution is faster than 99% of Python submissions, so we're good there. Thanks. Peace.